Are you thinking of moving to Topeka, Kansas? If so, here are 15 interesting things that you'll probably want to know by the time you move out here. Hey, before we start today's video, I just want to jump on here real quick and thank all of you who have been watching our videos and giving us fantastic feedback. We hope that you have found them enjoyable so far, and they've been very useful to you. If you haven't seen any answers to the questions that you have about Topeka or our community, please reach out to us directly. All of our contact information is below. We would love to speak with you and help you move out here to our wonderful city of Topeka.
Number 1, Ravenwood Lodge. This is my favorite secret of Ravenwood Lodge. I don't get there as much as I'd like, but we have some great memories there. Ravenwood Lodge is a little bit outside of Topeka in Shawnee County. And what it is, it's a great place to shoot clays, skeet shooting. They also host hunts for pheasant and for whitetail and all kinds of things. You could rent out different facilities at Ravenwood Lodge. They have a clubhouse, something they call the Coyote Den. People use it for a wedding venue and different parties, company parties. It's a beautiful, beautiful property. Number 2, fun dining experiences. People are often surprised about, with the size of this town, the amount of fun dining experiences we actually have here. Of course, we have all the chain restaurants that you might expect. We also have some things that are unique to Topeka, some local secrets. I'm going to name a few of those. The Brew Bank downtown is great. You can try a lot of different brews that way, everything from your pale ales and pilsners to box porters and stouts. Basically, it's all along one wall. They have different taps, and you get a preloaded card, and you can use it that way. They also offer their own homemade root beer, which is great, and they serve incredible charcuterie boards, and they have some other appetizers as well that are really great, flatbreads, etc. In addition to the Brew Bank, also downtown, real close to there is the Pennant. Now, the Pennant offers a great, unique experience. It's kind of retro, old style. They have a bowling alley downstairs, and they have an arcade upstairs. And the arcade is with all of the old games from Centipede to Mortal Kombat, things like that, skee ball. My kids love the Pennant for that. Those old video games are pretty fun. They also serve incredible chocolate shakes. In addition to this, another one that my kids love, and my wife does as well, is the Wheelbarrow. Now, they serve incredible pretzels and different types of sandwiches, and that's downtown, well, actually on the other side of downtown in North Topeka. And one that I really want to talk about is Axe and Ale. That's a place where you can throw axes, and they also have limited food and, of course, a bar as well.
Number 3, museums. Topeka has a ton of museums. Anything from the Evel Knievel Museum, the Harley-Davidson Museum, the Air Combat Museum. My husband loves that one. He always takes my son, and you actually get to kind of climb up on some of the airplanes in there. We do have the Great Overland Station that's a museum as well, but it also is a kind of an event center, so you can get married there, you can host Christmas parties there. They have vendor, craft fairs there, so that's a really cool one as well. But my absolute favorite is the National History Museum. That is where I got married, and so they actually do events as well, and you can get married there, you can have the reception there, and then your guests can actually walk through the museum while you're setting up for your reception or doing the in-between thing. So that particular museum has a special place in my heart, and that's what makes museums such a really good secret about Topeka.
Number 4, Hazel Hill. Hazel Hill is located in downtown Topeka. It is a local sweet shop it's owned and operated by a local chocolatier. They deliver a very, very high quality sweet experience. So my wife loves chocolate. I mean, insanely loves chocolate. Some of the things that she likes there are the truffles, because she's kind of bougie that way, and some of the other artisan chocolates. My kids prefer the chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats or the haystacks.
Number 5, Gage Bowl. Now, we added this one to the list more specifically for those who are moving from out of state, because when you move here, you're probably not going to find out about it for a while. And that is that in the summer, Gage Bowl allows for kids to bowl for free. So again, if you're here, you're new to the community, you're looking for activities and things for you and your family to do once school's out in the summer, and Gage Bowl is a really, really fun, family-friendly establishment that again brings in kids and allows them to bowl for free. So if your kiddos would like to learn the skill of bowling or are already established bowlers and would love for a place to go, or even love for a great area for them to meet other friends and families, Gage Bowl is a really, really great spot for them to do that. It sits more or less on the corner of Gage Boulevard and Huntoon Ave. So again, if you're moving here and there's activities that you and your family would like to do in the summer, Gage Bowl is a really, really great spot.
Number 6, Huff and Puff. Sounds kind of crazy. It's actually a hot air balloon festival that's here in Topeka. It's actually right down the street from where I live, but it's such a cool event where a bunch of vendors come in and bring their balloons. They have what's called like the light show. So they have all the balloons that they put the hot air balloon or the fire in all at the same time. It's right when it's hitting dusk. And they have food trucks all around. They have different activities for kids, but we all kind of like make our little camp spots, bring your chairs, and just hang out with friends. They also have like a bounce house and different things like that for kids to play with. I try to steer clear of those. I like they have a gold digging thing you can do where the kids get a bucket of sand and they kind of sift through with the water to find gold. So they just have all these fun events for kids. And they even, I've seen them have where they set up one of the balloons and you actually get to ride it up. It's tied down with rope, but so you get to kind of ride a little bit without actually like flying away. So anyways, very, very fun Huff and Puff here in Topeka, Kansas.
Number 7, Great Life. It's kind of funny to list Great Life as a Topeka secret because basically it's a company with memberships to golf courses and fitness centers. But people are always astounded at what it costs. For roughly $100 to $110 a month for a family membership, and far less for an individual, you have access to over 6 golf courses now, and 8 different fitness centers. In addition, there's some other golf courses that are not owned by Great Life, but also participate in this and will allow you to golf as well.
Number 8 secret to know, Tulips in Topeka. So Shawnee County does this really cool thing every year where they plant tulips all over our parks and local areas, and that way they're all blooming essentially at the same time. So sometime in spring when you're driving around, you're going to start really noticing a lot of extra color and a lot of flowers. That's done on purpose. So if you go to like Ward-Meade Park, or you go down to Shawnee Lake, or one of the many, many other parks that do it, like Gage Park even, you're gonna find a beautiful array of flowers blooming all at the same time. Now each spring, a lot of families, students, grads, everybody really likes using this time to take pictures just because it is so incredibly beautiful. And it goes on for quite a while. And then when the tulips start to die off, they actually pull up all the bulbs. They go transplant them to another place they can plant other flowers. But, pro tip, if you're a gardener or someone who wants to plant flowers when you move out here, Shawnee County actually sells off those tulip bulbs for like a few bucks a bag. So they get this facility they have that's all fenced in. They get all the tulips bulb, which is by the tens of thousands, by the way, big piles of them. And then on a particular day, they'll invite anybody to come out. So you can bring 5-gallon buckets, bags, totes, whatever, and you can fill it for a few bucks. And they even separate them by color piles and everything. It's really cool. My wife and I did it this year because she loves flowers and she wanted a bunch of tulips for her and her mother and sister. We got there like 30 minutes early thinking we'll be right at the front. We were like 40th in line. There were ladies that were there apparently for well over an hour who had like stacks of 5-gallon buckets. At first I was concerned we weren't going to get the tulips that she was hoping for, but then I walked up to the fence and saw like the behemoth piles of bulbs that were there and realized we didn't have anything to worry about. So after she got in the gate, she paid her a couple bucks. She filled our entire trunk full of tulip bulbs that we're now going to have for next year. So tulips in Topeka, really, really fun time of year. Even if it's not anything that you're looking for, you'll just start noticing around springtime all the wonderful color.
Number 9, Topeka's close proximity to all things sports. I am a huge sports fan. Living in Topeka, you would not know, or coming here, you would not know you have so much access to all the fun sports things. We are an hour away from Manhattan, Kansas, which has K-State. So Kansas State University, so they have football, basketball, all those events. We're 40 minutes away from Lawrence, so you're that close to KU and all of those events. We're an hour away from Sporting KC and the new women's soccer facility that just opened, first one in the world, by the way. And then my favorite, an hour and 15 from the Chiefs Stadium, go Chiefs, and also the Royals. So really kind of our best kept secret. You're in this small little town, but you can go to any event you want to.
Number 10 secret to know about Topeka, Ward-Meade Park. So Ward-Meade is a beautiful little hidden area that even some locals don't know about yet to this day. But it's actually in beautiful historic Potwin. So you're going to drive down cobblestone roads and past really big old historical houses to get to it. But it sits right in a back lot. Again, unless you're specifically driving to it, you won't even know it's there. But Ward-Meade Park is a gorgeous little area that has Old Prairie Town, which is built after the old 1800s prairie settlers. So you're going to have like some old shops and some old things to do and learn about historical Topeka and Kansas. It's really cool. They also have a 2.5 acre botanical garden, which is curated to perfection every single year. So if you like quiet and beautiful places to go walk or take the family, this is one that you want to visit. They also do really cool events, like at tulip time, they do tulips at twilight. So in the evening, they light the place up, again, with all the flowers and everything. It's really pretty. They put on a phenomenal light show for Christmas. It's just one of those places that you do want to visit once or twice a year, just because it is so wonderful. And you're gonna meet a lot of really great community there as well.
Number 11, the First Friday Art Walk. This is such a cool secret about Topeka that you really don't know until you're here and kind of get, dive into the community. But every first Friday in the summer, they have something called the First Friday Art Walk. And so you can actually go to their website and they can, it will have like a map of all the different businesses in North Topeka. It's called Noto, that you can hit that is kind of celebrating that First Friday Art Walk. So you'll have local musicians out there, you'll have vendors, you'll have boutiques set up. Some of the restaurants around there are all involved in it, but it's just such a cool small town feel, but that really kind of like shows the unity and the closeness our community has for each other. So definitely First Friday Art Walk, check it out. Can't miss it.
Number 12 secret to know about Topeka, hailstorms. Now, this might not sound like much of a secret. However, if you're moving from a state that does not get any hail or very little, this is something you're going to want to know about. So from 2012 to 2021, Kansas as a state has had a recorded 192 hailstorms, and that has equated to more than $51 million in damage. Now that's to roofs, siding, and vehicles. So something that we deal with every single year is just part of life out here. However, again, if you're moving from a state that just doesn't actually get a lot of hail, it's something you want to be prepared for. If you like your vehicles not to have the golf ball effect on the hood or on the roof, find a home that has a garage or carport or other means of protecting it. But when you come out here, just know, as far as states that get the most hail, we actually rank number 14 on the list out of the 50 states.
Number 13, outdoor hiking areas. It is surprising for some people to hear that we do have hiking areas. Now, caveat, they're kind of hiking-ish. It's not like Colorado or Phoenix or parts of like Oregon and such. The hiking's different. We have a lot of different hiking areas, and the great thing, the secret is here, is that they're so accessible and so just easy to get to. We have the Shunga Trail that runs pretty much the whole length of Topeka. And so that's great. And most of that is paved. You can bike it, hike it, and whatnot. Goes along the Shunga Creek for certain times and then through some wooded areas. And super, super accessible. Never too crowded, even on holiday weekends and such, but there's always people out there. A lot of people run and bike on that on a regular basis. We also have Lake Shawnee, and that has about a 7-mile track around that of sidewalks. Lake Shawnee is beautiful. That's where a huge amount of senior pictures and wedding photos and whatnot are taken. Another one that my family and I really like is Iliff Commons. Now that is a privately owned good piece of land. I'm not sure how many acres. It's privately owned, and they open that up to the public for hiking, walking. A lot of people get senior pictures and other photos as well there. Great people to do that. The Kansas History Museum. Now, it's not just a museum. They have a lot of hiking and different trails around there that are available as well. And it is very well groomed and taken care of. It's a great place to go. When my kids were younger, we would go there quite a bit. We go to the museum, and then they had a playground outside and a hiking area. Also a great place for taking family photos.
Number 14, the Topeka Public Library. This is my all-time favorite secret about Topeka. I didn't realize when I moved here that the library, it's more than just books. It is so much more than that. First, it offers free tickets to some of our other local things that we have here in Topeka. One being the Discovery Center. Having little kids myself, it can be pricey when you're taking your husband and your kids and possibly grandparents. So through the Topeka Library, you actually get 2 adult tickets and 4 children tickets to the Discovery Center. And I think that only uses 1 of your passes, and I think you get 6 a year with that. The other thing is free tickets to the Topeka Zoo. I love our zoo. It's a good 40-minute walk. We have season tickets there, but if we didn't, we would definitely utilize the free tickets that come from the library. My other favorite thing is they have a rotation of exhibits that come through. So the first time we went, there was a Curious George exhibit, and there were all sorts of fun things there. There's been space exhibits. Right now they have a Flora's Lava exhibit, which is by far my kids' favorite. It actually opens this Saturday. So again, Topeka Library, best kept secret of Topeka.
Number 15 secret to know about Topeka: save on fuel. That might sound like kind of a weird one, and it is. But if you're like me and you're moving across state, you want to be able to budget well and save money where you can. So, our local Dillon's grocery store is owned by Kroger, the national chain. In that case, they also own all the Quick Trips out here. So if you shop locally at Dillon's, you're essentially shopping with Kroger. So if you come from another state that has Kroger grocery stores you used before, you can already use your membership with them here. But if you haven't, get one, it's free. But then they have a fuel points perk program that's free to have. But every time you shop, for every $1 spent, you get 1 point. For every 100 points that you have, you get 10 cents off per gallon on fuel for up to 35 gallons of fuel. Here's the thing though, those points stack. So if you're like me, shop throughout the month, do your budgeting, do your everyday grocery stuff, and then coming into the next month, get somewhere between like 80 cents to $1.25 off a gallon and fill up your tank and your family's tank and make sure you have enough fuel for everybody. And it saves you quite a bit of money over the year. Again, it kind of sounds like a silly one, but it's one we still want to add to the list nevertheless.